guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my car cam. We're in the car on our way down to Miranda. I'm going to tell you why in a second. I just want to stop for a sec and tell you guys that thanks to you, one of my videos, the one on micro needling, has hit 100,000 views. So I'm so happy about that. And it just shows me that you guys want to see things like treatments and procedures. So that's going to be the aim of my channel. I'm going to show you as much as I can treatments and procedures. So today's video, in lieu of that, there was the police. I just got really scared. I don't know if we're meant to be doing this while driving, but anyway, yeah, so because of that, I know that you guys want to see treatments and procedures. So today I'm doing a video on Botox. Now, because I'm a presenter and I need movement in my face, and I'm not against Botox or anything like that, but because I can't do everything on my face and I've got some cool stuff coming up that I'm going to do to myself, I've somehow coerced my beautiful husband Matthew to be in today's video, which also brings us to another point. Should men get Botox? So we're on our way down to Miranda to see Dr. John Sullivan at his brand new clinic. It's called the Kingsway, what is it called?
Kingsway Dermatology and Aesthetics. Kingsway
Dermatology and Aesthetics. And we're going to have Matthew sit down in a consult with Dr. John and see exactly how Botox can help him. And the reason why Matt is a really good candidate is because he has a really active frontalis, so the muscles that sort of can cause lines on your forehead. But anyway, the lights have gone green. Stay tuned. You're going to look refreshed.
I will.
That's the aim. Squint, squint, frown, frown. Great office, swanky. I love it. Now let's meet the doctor.
I'm Dr John Sullivan. I'm a fellow of the Australasian College of Dermatologists. I did my training in Sydney, Australia, but also did some training in Toronto, Canada. I currently work in Miranda at my clinic, the Kingsway Dermatology and Aesthetics Clinic.
Here he is, nearly ready to go. Show us your frown and you're raising your eyebrows. This is the last time we're going to see that cranky little face. Smile. So these are the before shots that will stay on file here at the clinic of Matt's face before he has any procedures done, just as a reference for the clinic, which I love, so professional.
Okay, that's it. You haven't moved, have you? Mm-hmm. Done! Yeah.
Awesome. So now we're into the consult where Dr. Sullivan asks Matthew what his concerns are and what he'd like to improve. And can you believe he's saying that these lines on his forehead are from being married to me? He's so funny and cheeky, but actually, you know what? He's looking really good for his age, and that's the main thing.
And as you said, you have a really sort of strong line there, but overall, you're actually doing quite well wrinkle-wise and aging-wise, but you can always do something to improve things a little bit further. And I suppose the other place that often people do get Botox is sort of the crow's feet around the eyes, but yours actually sort of got more character and smile lines. They're not deep, and that's an optional thing for the future.
Character.
And as I said, these muscles are really quite strong, and that will be sort of contributing to those lines in that whole area. So by softening here, helping him not frown so much, that probably will relax that line quite a bit. If I get you to look up there, those lines really are quite strong, and I think sort of softening those will be a good thing. So with Matt's eyes, he's sort of developing a tear trough where you get this sort of line going down to the cheek there that can often make people look a bit tired, haven't been sleeping well, and it's partly a vascular thing that often there's a bit of blood that pulls deeper down in the veins, but in many people you also get this increased pigmentation on the surface. And when I look at Matt's skin, there is sort of a bit of increased pigmentation and also a bit of redness, and that will actually do okay with a laser, but sometimes by doing a filler under the skin that can lift it off the veins to lighten some of that dark pigmentation a bit higher up. But I was going to suggest today we just target the epidermal pigment and redness and see how that goes, rather than sort of do any other invasive procedure on you today.
Sounds good. So both Matt and the doctor agree to the treatment plan, and Dr. Sullivan then goes and cleans Matt's skin with an alcohol wipe. And then when he asks Matt to raise and frown, he uses a marker to outline the injection points, just as a reference for himself where he wants to place the Botox. So I asked the doctor some of the most common questions, like when will Matt start to see the benefit of this product? And about after 3 days, you'll see a difference, but it isn't until that 10-day mark that you can really start to assess how the product has settled. And the difference between Botox and Dysport was something that I was interested because I know both products are quite popular. And the doctor explained that the main difference is actually, in fact, the dosage. And the dosage for these two products are quite different. But there's not really enough head-to-head study in an evidence-based way that shows that there's a big difference in the outcome of both those products. So it really just lies in the preference of either the consumer, the nurse, or the doctor, with some either preferring Botox over Dysport or the other way around. And I also wanted to know, because this has been a concern for, I know, a lot of my friends, and that is Botox toxic? And the doctor explains that because the product is very targeted in its therapy, it has a very localized action. So it only affects a direct area with a very short diffusion or short distance of diffusion. So as long as it's administered correctly, it's relatively safe. And also, what's interesting is that Botox has other abilities, and it's helping with things like excessive sweating, migraines, grinding. So it's not just beneficial for appearance, it also has other benefits, which is really great, and that's how it's being used therapeutically. And it's even actually having a remarkable difference on the way people feel about themselves and lowering things like depression. Another question I guess people are really interested in knowing is just exactly how long they will have the benefit of reduced lines on their forehead, say, or frown. And it actually differs from person to person, but generally about 3.5 months. Especially for the forehead, 3.5 months, generally it does start to wear off. But after 4 months, with the frown in particular, people actually find themselves, they stop frowning, they stop remembering almost, or the muscle remembering how to frown. So I found that really interesting. So with the frown, you can actually get a longer result for that area, which is fantastic. Can you feel it, Matt?
No, it doesn't hurt at all.
Is it a tiny little stinging kind of feeling, or?
Ever so small.
See how, especially that deep line goes, and it should soften it a bit. And especially if we do this a few times, hopefully that line will progressively soften a bit more. Mm-hmm. But if it annoys you down the track, one time we can do just a little bit of fill around it, and if we can keep the muscles from really sort of squeezing that away, it can often last really well.
So really quickly, guys, I'm going to whip through this section. This is the laser that Matt has underneath his eyes, targeting that pigment. So first thing first is these shields are applied to Matt's eye, and the doctor also gives me a pair of glasses to protect my eyes from the laser. And it's really important because the laser is attracted to pigment, that Matt's skin is super clean and free of makeup. We had a chuckle about that. But obviously, especially for women, making sure their makeup or anything on the skin's removed first. And this pigmentation that Matt has, the doctor was explaining to me, is actually melasma, probably from sun damage, but a little bit of melasma, which is interesting because I thought women suffered from melasma because it's a hormonal disruption, say from the pill or from pregnancy. But the doctor explained that men can get melasma too, which was interesting. So there's now a gel type formula put on Matt's pigmentation, which helps the safe transition of the laser in the area that we're treating today. And the doctor explains that Matt will see a really bright light and also experience almost like a rubber band flicking his skin. So short, sharp sort of pain, very bright light, there it goes. And this is the first pass on Matt's pigmentation. So this is the kind of treatment that it actually looks worse before it gets better. So what will happen is in the next week, the doctor explains, as the pigment rises to the surface, it actually gets darker before it sort of gets better. So it'll get darker, rise to the surface, and then it almost flakes off the skin, revealing clearer skin underneath. So well, let's whip through this and get to the after shots of this whole procedure Matt had done today, which I'm super excited to show you.
almost been 24 hours since Matt had his treatment, and it's raining in Sydney. We've come outside to have a look. So his pigmentation, they did some laser under the eyes just here, and also on the sides, particularly here. Turn your face this way, honey. And I don't know if you can quite see. Yeah, it's looking a little bit red here. But as far as the Botox goes, which we had mainly in the forehead, raise your eyebrows. Yeah, so it hasn't kicked in yet. Frown. Yeah, so obviously that is normal. We're not going to expect to see a result yet for at least another couple of days. So this is a little progress of little Maddie Fry. How are you feeling about your Botox?
I'll be very relieved when I don't have to have any more frown, raise.
Frown, raise.
Wow, I had to freeze that for you guys. Look at that. Compared to in the chair before he had the Botox, and this was just a couple of days ago before the product kicked in.
Woohoo! My God, you hardly have any lines. So it's actually, is it 6 days since you had your Botox?
You're wearing my watch. Yes, you are. Yes, it is. Yes.
6 days.
6 days.
And it's definitely improved. Like, even for me, I really feel like, I mean, you were always beautiful and no husbands were harmed while making this video. And we did it for the viewers. You didn't need it, so we need to be clear about that. We just kind of did it more for fun and giggles. But you actually look much more relaxed.
Do you need me to frown again?
Frown.
I had to freeze again, and that's a bit of a pun, I know, unexpected, but look at this comparison. That's obviously right before he had the Botox in the clinic, and that was day one afterwards when the product hadn't settled in yet. Wow.
I feel like here is still kicking in a bit, but overall you definitely
raise.
Raise. You actually look more refreshed. And that the laser that they did here, like there's still a little bit of flaking maybe that's going to come off, but that pigmentation has actually gone. You must be stoked. Are you stoked?
I'm very happy.
Would you recommend these procedures?
I would. Can I have dinner now?
Yes, darling.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Toodles.
Toodle poops. Wave goodbye.
Raise.
Frown.
What an awesome natural result, and what a professional job they did at Kingsway Dermatology and Aesthetic Clinic. All the details for this clinic will be in my description box. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and thanks for watching.